is Wednesday, December 29th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Now, we took off yesterday as we were traveling back home from the holidays. You see we are in the normal spot, but last time you saw me, I was on a golf course, and we went 2-1 that day. That was on Monday. Went 2-1, continuing to make some money in the NBA. If you happen to be new to the channel, stumble upon the Calling Our Shot community, we appreciate you. Consider clicking that subscribe button down below. Now, we are only at 450 subscribers away from 18,000. Now, I do owe you guys some subscriber parlays. I promise they'll be coming in the new year, as you know, the NBA continues to have a lot of health and safety protocols issues. But if you can click that subscribe button, it only takes a second, and we want to hit 18,000 before the new year. That would be absolutely insane. So let's get into it. As always, like the video and comment down below your favorite bet in the NBA. Now, my last 2 notes: we will have the podcast, weekly podcast every Wednesday, be posted at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And number 2, tonight is our weekly live stream every Wednesday, powered by Dimers. We'll be live on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be there to answer every single question you guys have for the Wednesday slate in the NBA. We got a decent amount of games on today, so hopefully we can make some money. But let's get into my best bet of the day. And it's a guy we've done, and we've picked this same exact prop time in and time again. Miles Turner. We're taking his under 9.5 rebounds, minus 113 on Barstool. Now, unless Domantas Sabonis gets ruled out randomly, which at this moment he's supposed to play, I have no issue taking this pick. At 9.5 seems too high. Now, Turner has cashed this exact same prop for us several times this year, including being a best bet multiple times for the Calling Our Shot community. And, you know, normally this line is 8.5, normally it's 7.5, but for whatever reason, they made it 9.5, and I'm all in. Now, I get it. They're playing the Charlotte Hornets, and they funnel rebounds to opposing big men, but this is still Miles Turner we're talking about. This is a guy that doesn't love to rebound the ball. So I like it. Miles Turner is averaging 7.4 rebounds per game in 33 games this season, and he's gone under this line in 24 of 33 games, 73% of the time. Now, in 2 games for Charlotte, he's gone under in both of them. He had 4 and 7 rebounds. He's gone under this line in 5 straight matchups versus the Hornets, and sharper books have this under at minus 166, making this a great plus expected value play. I love to see that. I'll ride with Turner. I think we've cashed with him 3 or 4 times this season, so let's make it a 4th, 5th. I'm all in. Miles Turner under 9.5 rebounds. Moving on to my next one, Zach Levine over 25.5 points, minus a 118 on FanDuel. Now, Levine, let's be honest, he's been cooking since he returned from the health and safety protocols list. And in the 2 games since returning, he's had 30 and 32 points. The 30 points coming against today's opponent, the Atlanta Hawks, which the Hawks are down so many players, they have no choice but to run up and down the court. I don't mind Trae Young's props today. We'll see what it is. Cam Reddish been playing really well, they might trade Cam Reddish, so shout out to him. But we'll see. The Hawks, like I said, down a lot of guys, and that's shown. That last game against the Bulls, final score 130 to the Bulls, 118 to the Hawks. But in the month of December as a whole, Levine been very solid. He's played 7 games, cashed in 6 of them, and had 30-plus points in 5 of those 6 games that he cashed, including 30-plus in 3 straight games. Now, Levine and DeRozan are being asked to play big minutes because you look at all the injuries for the Bulls. They got injuries themselves. They're going to be down Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, and a bunch of other guys. So you should see Levine on the court a good amount, and the offense for the Bulls is not very complicated. It's going to be either, and most possessions will end in a shot for Vucevic, DeRozan, and Zach Levine. That's just honestly how it is. Levine should be aggressive again today. Like I said, he scored 30-plus points in 3 straight games. So let's hope that he can keep that streak alive. I love what Zach Levine's bringing to the table. I love the matchup against this Atlanta Hawks team, which, let's be honest, they don't really, all the guys that normally play defense for him, not really out there. So they'll be starting Cam Reddish likely. They'll be starting Trae Young, and that will likely be one of the guys that will be guarding Zach Levine. So I'm all in. Levine also at 26.5 points is fine as well. 26.5 is actually a plus expected value play as well. But I took 25.5 on FanDuel. I think this line will go up to 26.5. Wouldn't surprise me, but that is perfectly fine as well. I'm all in on Zach Levine tonight. Now my next player prop, probably my last one, but we'll talk about some other things that I did consider. Desmond Bannon, I'm taking his over 19.5 points, minus 122 on FanDuel. Now, this line is likely going to be 20.5, but 19.5 was available on FanDuel, so I'll take it for a little bit more juice, but still 20.5 is perfectly fine. And if you don't know who Desmond Bannon is, allow me to introduce him. Now, he is the starting shooting guard for the Memphis Grizzlies, and today they take on the LA Lakers, which is a team that, let's be honest, they really haven't lived up to expectations this year, especially not on the defensive side. Now, Bannon has been one of the biggest revelations in the NBA so far this season. He's a guy in his 2nd NBA season, but he's even in conversation for most improved player, which shows how good he has been, currently averaging 17.2 points per game. Now, the real reason we're here is, number 1, like I said, the Lakers defense has been very bad, and they're on a back-to-back. So all the old guys, yeah, they're on a back-to-back, even worse for their defensive side. They're giving up a ton of 3-pointers. I believe the 20th most in the NBA, or I guess the 10th most in the NBA this season, and that is even worse on the road. So love Desmond Bannon. Also, Desmond Bannon scored 23 points against them earlier this month on December 9th. So And that was a game that didn't even shoot that well. He shot 9 for 20. This is a guy that's been knocking down threes at a crazy clip. And they're back at home. Now, the real reason, though, is number 2. Desmond Bannon and the Grizzlies, they're banged up. They got a lot of people out. They got 8 players total on the health and safety protocols list. And none bigger than Mr. Dillon Brooks, the guy that normally starts alongside Desmond Bannon with John Morant. And let's be honest, Dillon Brooks, that man is not afraid to shoot any shot on the court. He thinks he's the best player in the NBA, and props to him for the self-confidence. But without Dillon Brooks, that leads to a lot more shot opportunities for Desmond Bannon, and I'm all in. Now, you look at Desmond Bannon, he's hit this over in 5 straight games, in games without Dillon Brooks, so even better. And I think the Lakers will be much more focused on stopping John Morant. I'm curious what the Lakers starting lineup they will try out there will be. Now, you saw them last night. They started LeBron James at the 5. We'll see if they do that tonight, and if they do, I would imagine Steven Adams will likely not play a ton of minutes because they do not want Steven Adams guarding anyone out there. So it'll be interesting, but I do expect the Lakers to try to stop John Morant, and they'll just leave Bannon open for some open three-pointers. Should be able to knock them down. So I'll ride with Desmond Bannon, and hopefully he can continue to go on a hot streak. He's averaged over 20-something points per game over his last 5, and that was capped off by a 32-point effort against the Phoenix Suns a couple nights ago when they stole that game versus the Phoenix Suns with that crazy John Morant layup at the end of the game. But either way, those are my 3 official plays, but let's talk about a couple other things. Now first, live stream tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely come out, check that out, be answering every single question you guys have. Now, I'll likely add some plays as the day goes on. There's a couple of lines that I really wanted, a couple players I liked tonight. Just didn't have a good line for them. I want to see exactly what we get in the starting lineup. I mean, there's no reason to place your bets too early in the NBA because you never know what's going to happen, especially unders. Unders are real sketchy, but I still like the under 9.5 rebounds for Miles Turner regardless. Now, here's a couple other plays I considered. LeBron James, over in PRAs. He's been an absolute tank. Now, my only concern here is that the back-to-back, the Lakers are running him into the ground. He played 39 minutes last night. Just don't know exactly what to expect from LeBron tonight, but his PRA over is 43.5. If he's starting at center, I wouldn't mind taking that again. But LeBron James has been insane. Now, the next one, Nicola Vucevic. I mean, this guy's been great, and he's been even better against the Atlanta Hawks. He scored 24 points against them earlier. I think his regular line is 17.5 points. I think he's got a good chance to have another good game. Just didn't want to have 2 bold props on the slate, so likely won't do that. My favorite spread pick, though, was the Grizzlies, -4.5. Really, that Lakers team on the second half of a back-to-back. They've already struggled as is this season. It's just a recipe for disaster against the Grizzlies team that's been playing pretty well, and they got John Morant. So let's be honest, the Lakers probably will lose that game, and I like the Grizzlies to cover that one. Now, the last one, Sabonis is over in points. I don't necessarily love Sabonis' rebounds and assist line. I'm probably lean the under because that's at like 19.5, which is a ridiculous number, but his regular over in points, I think it's like 19.5 points. He's had a pretty good track record against the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, the one game we picked is over against the Hornets. He put up an absolute egg of a game. So I think he will get bounced back. You look at the Hornets, they give up a ton of points per game in the paint, and that's where Sabonis lives. So I like all those extra plays. Maybe we add some as the day goes on, but that'll do it. Those are my 3 official picks of the day. But like I said, if you are coming and you're watching the video later on in the afternoon, the live stream, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll be back again tomorrow in the live stream, of course. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys then, and we'll have some in the podcast. It will be coming out shortly. I'll link it on the screen once it is live. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.